Good morning. It's early morning. I know. I just woke up and I had to do this just for you, my village people. It's been a while and I know that I haven't been posting, and I'm so grateful for your graciousness and your patience that you still subscribe even though I don't post. Now, I do promise that I will be posting at least once a week. And I don't want to give excuses, but my life has been all over the place. That, life sometimes takes a toll. So kindly understand, and I will tell you later because I want to go in steps in explaining. That's why I call myself village girl in Norway. And this village girl has so much to share this time. And I want to be genuine, I want to be honest. Sometimes there are going to be tears of happiness, tears of sadness. Sometimes it's got to be reflections. There's all types of emotion. It's gonna be a very emotional, and I like to keep it real. And I think anybody who knows me from my videos, or if you follow me on TikTok or Facebook or even on my YouTube, I try to keep it as real as it can. I don't edit my videos. I just post them as it is. If I make a mistake, if right now I sneeze and I just put it as it is. So, kindly, if you have not subscribed but you've been watching me, kindly subscribe. Next month, it's going to be my birthday. I'm going to be 40. Ha, ha, ha. And kindly, I just want to at least, let me get to at least 1,000 or 1,500. I'm not asking for physical gift. I'm asking for you supporting me. And that's the greatest gift you can give me on my 40th, for my 40th birthday. So, on this video, I'm going to be talking about what you shouldn't take to Norway. One thing, or the things I learned when I landed in Norway. Just stay here with me. So, I talked about 3 things that you shouldn't take to Norway. And this I learned the hard way. Because when I went to Norway and when I landed the first time, it was on 2011. It was summertime. And I was going just for a visit. One thing you should never bring to Norway is high shoes. Leave them at home. Please, 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 please leave them. Yes, leave at home. You know, as Africans, especially Kenyans, we do love our high shoes. Leave them. Leave them at home. Your sneakers, it works. In a dress, in trousers, even going out, nobody really, really cares what you're wearing. Sneakers. Now, because of that, they have really, really influenced me, how I see my life. Because guess what? I'm big on sneakers. Very big on sneakers. I know. This is actually one of my favorite shoes. This is one of my favorite shoes. Especially winter time, they sort me out. When I'm going for hiking, they are so good. They are quite heavy though. They're quite heavy, but they are really, really good shoes. And it doesn't matter whether you're in a dress or whatever. I actually remember one guy. We were going to visit him, and this is what he said. Oh, now, Lillian, I can see you've become Norwegian. I said, I can barely speak the language. He said, it's not about speaking the language. I just looked at the shoes you're wearing in a dress. And I laughed because I was wearing sneakers in a dress. And in my life, I always used to think sneakers in a dress? That's not. But yes, so most of the time, the boots also really like ankle boots with a bit of like a square heel. Those I don't know what they're called, block heels. Perfect. But heels, oh no. The other thing you shouldn't take to Norway is cash. Forget about it. Norway is cashless. is so cashless. You can live in Norway for the longest time because I don't think there's anywhere they don't take cash. And if they don't, they'll take Vips. Or if they don't take cash, if you don't have the card with you, most of them they take Vips. Vips is like M-Pesa. So if you know, yeah, it's mobile money. And I have to say, me coming from Kenya, I'm very proud to say. Did you know that Kenya is actually the first country in the world to come up with money, a mobile money, M-Pesa? You should read the story. It's an amazing story. And now we see many countries. We have Sweden, we have Denmark, we have Sweden, Denmark, Norway, of course. Those three Scandinavians, they now are using mobile money also. In Norway, it's called Vips. I don't know what it's called in the other countries. I'm not sure if you can use it, but I know you can use M-Pesa, especially in the most of the Eastern African countries, in Tanzania, Uganda. I'm sure those ones you can use. So even in Kenya now, I'm cashless. When I'm in Kenya, it takes me a minute to transfer money from DNB banking in Norway to my M-Pesa. It takes at least a minute or less than a minute. Let's say a minute. So that's good. So I never use money. I use my card and M-Pesa because I can use also my DNB card in Kenya. But let me show you something. Please tell me where to take this. You know that money you go on holiday, I used to take out a lot of money. I don't know, for whatever reason. I used to take out a lot of money and just keep it with me. And now here I have this money. It's not so much, but I think it's like 15k Kenyan money, almost like 1,000, no, more than 1,000, let's say 1,200 krona. And I don't know what to do with it because now in Kenya they declared it useless, or like I'll use it like Luo say pesa otas, but in a more otas meaning like this is just paper right now. It doesn't help me much, but I hope I can find something creative to do with it. And if I do, then I'll let you know. So the other thing you shouldn't take to Norway is I talked about you shouldn't take money. I talked about high shoes, money, cash money. You shouldn't take your Gucci. They will look at you like you're bragging. It doesn't mean that they don't wear expensive things, but there's what to them can be expensive. They're very practical. There are things that are quite expensive in Norway. Norwegians, I like, they do wear quality stuff that you can hear someone telling you, oh, this shirt, I've had it for 10-15 years, but not Gucci. You're bragging in so many ways. So I always say to Norwegian, my friends, I say, do you know Norwegians brag in a way that you don't know you're bragging? They do brag, especially summertime. We have a lot of like cars, like this show, like people are driving like those antique, or I don't know what they're called, antique or whatever, but those old cars, someone has taken it, changed the way it looks. Like, it's beautiful and expensive, and they're all lining up. You can go in, you can do whatever. Yes. And to them, that's not bragging. In Kenya, if you did that, Kenyans will be like, that's bragging. But like I remember some years ago I went for they have this at the airport in Kristiansand. They have this show, people showcasing their helicopters. Small. And you know, people will let you get in. Some of them, of course, they have said maybe you shouldn't get in, but most of them will let you get in. You take a photo and they'll stand there, they will tell you this and this, and they will explain everything to you. But to them, that's not bragging. They're just showcasing what they have or their hobbies. Basically, it's their hobby. But you're not gonna see someone in like, oh, like look, this watch I bought it at 100,000 Kenshi. They are not going to. They are not going to. I think Norwegians are very, very practical, and with that, I'm very practical. I think that's some of the things I've borrowed from them. I'm very practical, so a lot of people say to me, "You're such a Kikuyu," because people say Kikuyus are very mean. We don't buy expensive things. We like to. Yeah, yes, I'm a Kikuyu, but I can tell you, my being conscious and being very, very vigilant when I buy something, it's nothing to do with my Kikuyu. I think I have really, really picked up from Norway and from Norwegians that even when I look at a quality of a house, I'm looking at so many things that a lot of Kenyans maybe would not think much about. I think in Kenya, most people are into facade, not, they don't go into the details, and yeah. So, yes, don't take your high shoes cash. It's cashless. I'm not saying they don't take money. Of course they will take money if you have the cash, but there's no need of changing the money at the airport. The other thing is that there's no need of buying expensive things because you're like, I'm going to Norway, so I need to look good now. Just wear practical things so that people don't think like, hey, well, how are you walking in those shoes? Yeah. So kindly subscribe, support me. I would really, really appreciate. And I'm looking forward to sharing more. That's how my journey has been. It has been amazing. It has been hard. It's been difficult, from being this happy person who went from Kenya to Norway, having her dreams as a young girl. I was only 25. Here I am at 40. Can you imagine? By the way, I went to Norway when I was 25, and now I'm 40 in next month. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be tough. Talking about my divorce, talking about homelessness, talking about abuse, talking about. I will be sharing so many details. You won't believe it. Please stay tuned and have a very, very blessed day. And if case you're going through something, always remember, Yana, you are never alone.